You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion. Delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And then remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender. Welcome back, Big Irv Schwartz, Realty Pro 100. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you with us. Hey, let's see. Are we going to celebrate today? Of course, we're going to celebrate today. Let's see. What are we celebrating? A national Another Look Unlimited Day. No, I don't think so. I'm going to do it anyway. What the heck? I'm used to getting in trouble. National Be Late for Something Day. So I will share 36 years ago, I got a life sentence. Yeah, I got married. And my in-laws, it's not National Be Late for Something Day. It's National Be Late for Everything Day. And it goes generations, many, many generations. In fact, I went to a Dodger game. Yes, it was the Kirk Gibson game with my father-in-law. And he started blaming the idea of being late on my mother-in-law. And his uncle turned to him in a very colorful language. He was in the scrap metal business, a big burly man. Turns to him and says, "Don't blame her. You've been late since the day you were born." Now, I carry this forward. I like being on time. We're on radio. They start our mics. They turn them off. They're spot on. So you can't be late. Dead air, they don't like that. But I'm going to say this, and I can say it right now because my wife never listens to the broadcast. She was late to even deliver our kids. And my sons are basically the same. Drives me bananas. But no, it doesn't drive me to National Cheese Pizza Day. And I like pizza. I like any kind of pizza. I'd rather have stuff on it. But today is also National Cheese Pizza Day. Where do you get good pizza? Best value pizza is Costco. I mean, $10, big pizza, can't go wrong. My favorite pizza, I like stuff in it, though. How about Tony's in Placentia? Ever been to Tony's, Big Irv? Like that one. Huh? Do you like this?
Yes.
Okay, so just throw that out to you. National Cheese Pizza Day. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 51 points. The S&P 500 down 8. NASDAQ down 15. Oil is up $2.24 a barrel. Yeah. Not pleasant. Should we look and see what gas prices are doing? Formerly Golden State, $5.32.5 a gallon. Josh, you're $5.30. Josh, you're at $4.53. You got to see all of it. Did you get any $6 gas while you're on the road this weekend, Josh? No? Okay, so I guess he got some good stuff. $4.33 in Arizona for Jody. Brittany's at $3.94, and our tremendous underwriter Lori, $3.35.5 a gallon. $3.35.5. $2 a gallon cheaper than we are here in the formerly Golden State. I guess in America it's cheaper. Here in Calizuela, we pay more money, and it's going to keep going up because you're looking at this oil at $87.79 a barrel, $87.80 a barrel as I speak to you right now. So that hasn't even been filtered in. Remember, gas prices always go up faster than they come down. So we're looking for a challenging winter with these gas prices moving up. Not going to be a lot of fun, but you know something? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well, it's hard to believe that, what was it, 3 years ago we were in the low twos. Of course, not in California because we've got $1.12 in taxes and fees. So we like to pay extra taxes here. I know we like it. Otherwise, maybe we would vote for different people. Just throw that out there for you. A lot of weather issues going on. So I'm losing track. I know that I'm getting old. But when we're in the summer and it's raining, is that global warming or is that global cooling? I don't know which one that is. So if you can put that in the comments and help me out. Climate change. Yes, I believe in climate change. I don't believe man has the control of it. There's a higher power than men. I'm just throw that out there for you. So yes, we've got some climate change or global warming or global cooling. Rain in August. So we got rain over the weekend here in Orange County, California as well. Did you get rain where you are? I'm not going to ask you, Josh, because I know the answer there. I saw those pictures. Wow. You used to go to Vegas on Labor Day weekend, and it was hot and pool parties and all that kind of stuff. Now I didn't know you have to bring an umbrella. That's kind of a new one. So yeah, snow in the winter, rain in the summer in Vegas. I don't know what do you call it, but okay, so let's move right on. Maybe it's called history. Abnormal. But we don't want to talk about the volcano eruption that was out there, Conga, I think it was. I don't remember. There was out in the Pacific Ocean, big volcano eruption. That happens as part of nature. I don't think that there was any carbon under the water, under the ocean water, but maybe there was. Just continue watching these things and listening because now we've got a president who's got a one-track mind. Now everything is global warming. Everything is climate change. And I don't wish ill on anybody, but the first lady now has COVID. Was that global warming, global cooling, climate change? No mask, went to Florida, went to Hawaii, went on vacation for a month. I don't know what causes it. I don't know what causes the common cold. I don't even know how a thermos works. How does it know to keep something cold or something hot? But we're going to have to deal with these things for the near foreseeable future. What I do understand is we're going to be talking today about real estate. And we're going to be talking about history. We're going to talk about something that happened many, many years ago, should never be forgotten, and not a lot of firsthand experience to talk about it. But if you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio today, you're going to have what may be one of the last opportunities of a lifetime. I'm taking it. I hope you will too. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, expect home price forecast expert. I guess I should read it right. Expert home forecast pricing revised for 2023. I still didn't get it right. How cash-only spending affects your FICO score, and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates. Locked rates. We don't know APR. We don't know points paid, points received. Optimal Blue only gives us locked rates. But they do that because they have a 42% market share of all mortgage transactions nationwide. Let's look at what the rates closed at on September 1, most recent data, just because that would be Friday, right? I mean, markets were closed Saturday, markets closed Sunday, markets closed Monday, and here we are. 30-year conforming, 7.084. That was up a little bit. 30-year jumbo, 7.504. Up a little bit. 30-year FHA, 6.919. That was down a little bit. 30-year USDA. That's for the rural areas. Generally no down payment. 6.962. That was up a little bit. And the best loan on the market, that would be for those that earned it. The 30-year VA loan, 6.685. That one was down just a little bit. Best loan on the market. If you're a veteran, first off, thank you. But we also want to say, make sure you're looking at your veteran benefit there. I mean, it is the best loan on the market. There was a day when people just didn't understand them. There might be some folks that still don't understand it. I hear every once in a while that people say, well, there's no down payment. And I go ballistic because the veterans gave the biggest down payment of anybody. They served, right? I mean, they put it all on the line to get for us to be able to do what we do here in the United States. Thank you to our veterans, the VA loan, the best on the market for those that earned it. Hey, and if you want to get every morning, as early as we can get it done and get the data, rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. We put out a report every morning, and it's usually every business day, I should say, usually about a 2-page report, and we talk about what we see in the market, what's happening, and what our guidance is. Let's take a look at what's going on today. The 10-year Treasury up 7 basis points, 4.25. S&P 500 is pretty flat, down a point. Mortgage-backed securities are down 17 basis points. And that means interest rates are up. All that information is on that super secret website, google.com. The question is, why is this happening? That's what you really have to know where to look, or just tune into Ron Siegel Radio and we'll tell you. Not a lot of economic news this week, but we do have a lot of the Federal Reserve members speaking.
Such an idiot.
Yes. Most of them are. And not that I have anything against lawyers, but why do you have lawyers dealing with forecasting and economics? I don't get that part, but that's the way it is. Fed Governor Chris Waller kicked off this week's parade of Fed speakers, provided a very even-handed view of the current situation, which is in stark contrast to his normally hawkish commentary. Waller feels that recent economic data means the Fed can proceed carefully on interest rates. Surprise. Later this week, we'll be hearing from former Boston Fed President Susan Collins, Dallas Fed President Lori Logan, current voting members New York Fed President John Williams, Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic, Fed Governor Michelle Bowman, and Vice Chair Michael Barr, all speaking. Hold your seats because it could be a rocky ride. Realtor.com's August report showed that new listings increased by 3.5% on the month and are now down only 7.5% year over year. Dramatic improvement from year over year declines between 20 to 25% over the previous 5 reports. Not a lot of news, as I told you. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. Hey, don't forget, if you're worried about buying a new house or selling your house because you're not going to find a new one, the transition loan from our friends at Geneva works perfect for that. It's basically using the collateral of your departing property to buy the new property before you ever make a transaction. So it's a great, great program. That's the Mortgage Minute again from our friends at Geneva Financial. Big Irv Schwartz is with us. He's got a fan that's watching. Kevin Dutois, the legends are live. I don't know, Kevin. Legends from my day and age, that was a sports bar over by the stadium. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's the Legends he's talking about. I don't think so. Okay, so let's chat real estate. Big Irv is out there in the trenches. And I don't know about you, Big Irv, but the question I get all the time is, where are prices going? And where's interest rates going? And my comment is, well, if I knew where interest rates were going, I'd probably be trading the markets and not doing a radio show and leading a lending team, right? Because if I knew what the bonds were going to do ahead of time, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good area. Yeah. I don't know that. Maybe you do.
Well, the idea of what the market is like, all we have is what we're seeing at the moment. I mean, everything else is being forecast, is, what signs people see and such. The market is such where, now we're in September. So people are, kids are going back to school. There's still activity going on and people are still pushing the price as long as they can.
So you're still seeing a lot of activity out there.
Yes.
Okay, so that's good news for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it? Can I point Irv's mic up?
Sure.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so activity. So are you seeing multiple offers across same properties?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
they're still out there. In some
is
areas.
that pent up
more than
demand
others.
still there? I mean, that's the big question.
Yeah.
Do we have pent up demand?
The people that can afford it, where you're starting looking at prices, that when interest rates are, in the sevens, people that are buying homes, they have jobs, they can make payments. Their credit is a lot better than most.
Okay, so you kind of look at some of these things. You're always wondering, at what point is the interest rates going to slow people down? Do you get a lot of pushback? Are people concerned about that? Are you having that discussion out there at all?
Yes, and oftentimes it's from people that are, would like to sell their home. However, their interest rate is probably close to half of what it is now. So, what's the benefit for them?
Do you have to look toward where they're heading? Do you have to look at the underlying motivations?
Yes. Yeah, there's more people that are, looking to retire and possibly move out of state.
Okay. So because my feeling has always been is if they're looking to retire or to move out of state, how many people really know what it's like to live out in a different state? I mean, have you ever lived in a different state?
No,
me neither.
No, I'm from
Okay.
California. The thing, what I do is I advise my clients in the event that's something they're interested in. I said, then go take a trip out there, stay out there for a little while. Maybe go out there at different times of the year to see what the weather is like. I mean, I do that when people are looking to buy a home, Corona, Riverside, Fontana, Temecula. I tell them up front, I said, if you're really serious about doing that, go out there and spend the night and drive in at the time you're going to go to work. Then at least you'll know what the commute is like.
So that's kind of an easy one, I think.
Thank you.
Right. I mean, because you can make those drives relatively simple. And, if you find you don't like it, you haven't. One of the things that concerns me, I always worry about when we're talking to folks is if you decide to sell your house in Orange County or Riverside County in Los Angeles, San Diego, our pricing is so vastly different than the person that's in Idaho or in Tucson or in Tennessee.
Yes.
It's almost impossible to come back. Right? I mean, because when you go out there and you buy a 6 acres and it's $300,000 in Tennessee, you come back to Orange County and it's $1.1 million to get a condo in Orange County.
Correct.
So it's hard to come back. What are your thoughts about the idea of renting the departing property for a while?
That's an option that I think some people are doing before they make that decision to stay where they're at. And we just had that client friend of mine recently. That's what they did. They moved out, I think, to Idaho and rented their property for a while. And then when they decided that was the right move, I have a friend of mine that moved to South Carolina, Florida, Texas, Arizona.
Their California property could almost be a retirement vehicle, right?
Yeah,
Collect that rent on the California property.
Yeah.
And if you didn't pay cash for your new state, you can almost use that income to make your mortgage payment there.
Correct.
So because it's hard to fathom why somebody. I have a veteran that I've worked with quite a while, and we ended up getting him into a VA loan at 2.25%, and he says he's going to sell the property. I'm like, why in the world would you ever sell something with a 2.25% interest rate? Yeah, you just
well, and that has to be part of the discussion when you're so-called, having that consultation with them to see, okay, what is your plan? Why are you moving? Where do you plan on going to? How soon do you want to be there? And what's the reason that you're moving there? Do you have family, or you just want to, buy something and not have any payments?
Yeah, a lot of people get caught up in this
Be able to travel.
this cash world. And I just look at it and say, something? There's a great time for cash. But there might be some other times that benefit you as well. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, expert home price forecast revised up for 2023. how cash-only spending affects your FICO score, and a moment in history with Big Irv. We're going to talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
79% of all credit reports have errors that should be corrected through factual disputing. You could be saving thousands every year if your report was accurate. CreditSanitizer.com provides a free credit report audit when you furnish a specific $1 credit report. You can use this information to request corrections to your report and potentially save thousands of dollars. Get your free credit audit at CreditSanitizer.com. That's CreditSanitizer.com for a free credit report audit. CreditSanitizer.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Let's see, expert home price forecasts revised up for 2023. Can somebody call my friends over at Chapman University and tell them to listen to us right now? Toward the end of last year, there were a number of headlines saying home prices were going to fall substantially in 2023. That led to a lot of fear and questions about whether there was going to be a repeat of the housing crash that happened back in 2008. But the headlines got it wrong. While there was a slight home price correction after the sky-high price appreciation during the unicorn years, nationally, home prices didn't come crashing down. If anything, prices were a lot more resilient than many people expected. Let's take a look at some of the expert forecasts from late last year, stacked against their most recent forecast to show that even the experts recognize they were overly pessimistic. Then and now, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're looking at a chart. It provides the original 2023 forecasts released in late 2022 for what would happen to home prices by the end of this year, and most recently revised 2023 forecasts. Mortgage Bankers Association. Original, down 0.6%. Now they forecast 0. Okay. Fannie Mae, down 1.5%. Now they forecast up 3.9%. Morgan Stanley, down 4%. Now they forecast 0. American Enterprise Institute. Wonder who the heck they are. Original forecast, down 15 to 20%. Now they say up 6. Zillow, we know how accurate they are. Down 0.7% was their original forecast. Now they say up 5.5. Wells Fargo, down 5.5. Now they say up 2.2. Goldman Sachs, down 5 to 10. Now they say up 1.8. Home Price Expectation Survey, that's my favorite. They said down 2.04. Now they say up 3.32. Unbelievable, right? Every one of them said down. Now look at their forecast. Every one of them are either flat or up. Interesting. Significant change from the original numbers. There are a number of reasons why home prices are so resilient to falling. As Odesha Cushy, Deputy Chief Economist of First American, says, quote, "One thing is for sure, having long-term fixed rate debt in the U.S. protects homeowners from payment shock. Acts as an inflation hedge. Your primary household expense doesn't change when inflation rises and is a reason why home prices in the U.S. are downside sticky," unquote. I look forward to get ahead of the next headlines. For home prices, you're going to continue to see misleading media coverage in the months ahead. That's because there's seasonality to home price appreciation, and they're going to misunderstand that. Here's what you need to know to get ahead of the next round of negative headlines. As activity in the housing market slows at the end of this year, as it typically does each year, home price easy for me to say, home price growth will slow too. But this doesn't mean prices are falling. It's just that they're not increasing as quickly as they were when the market was in the peak home buying season. Basically, deceleration of appreciation is not the same thing as home price depreciating. Bottom line, the headlines have an impact, even if they're not true. Surprise, surprise. While the media said home prices would fall significantly in their coverage at the end of last year, that did not happen. Let's connect so you have a trusted resource to help you separate fact from fiction with reliable data. Just sharing the data with you. That's the real-time real estate segment, again, brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continue our conversation. Big Irv Schwartz, Realty Pro 100, is with us today. So, Irv, how do you as a boots on the street real estate consultant, I hate saying salesperson because I don't believe the good ones aren't salespeople.
That's right.
They're educators, consulting. They're looking for what's in the best interest of the consumers.
That's why I consider myself professional matchmaker.
Professional matchmaker. Tinder, Big Irv's Tinder account. We're not going to go there. Okay, so how do you combat some of these headlines? Chapman came out within their economic forecast update late June, I think it was, and said they forecast real estate prices dropping 11%. Orange County Register the next day picks up on that, says Chapman forecast real estate values to drop 11%. How do you educate your sphere to what's really happening on the street as opposed to what these guys are saying?
Well, you show them what's going on in the market currently, home prices, properties that are in escrow, and also just find out what their needs are. Just because we hear things doesn't mean that it's true. Just because it's in writing or it's on the internet doesn't mean that it's true.
Well, wait, or if I thought if it's on the internet, it has to be true.
Nope.
No, not true.
No,
okay,
not necessarily. And the other thing is just your attitude. If you're walking around, I was knocking on doors with my partner Kevin on Friday, and everybody was very receptive. We had an open house over the weekend, and had approximately 82 groups of people come through.
What city was that?
Anaheim.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was a premiere showing. It was Friday from 3 to 6, and Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2 and 2 to 6 on both days. With
you had how many people come through there?
82.
82 and
groups of people. Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it Saturday that it rained?
Uh-huh.
And nobody goes out in the rain in California.
Well,
but they did there.
The one thing about the rain, and this is like I said, it's all about your attitude, is that people that go on the rain, they're not just driving around just for the fun of it. So
they were serious.
Exactly.
Serious.
So even if you have one person come through, that one person is serious.
Okay, so was that 07, 08, 92807, 92808?
06.
06. Figures, that's the one I don't have the numbers on. So what I was really looking at,
Sure.
I'm just looking at 92807 when you think about it, that right now in that entire zip code, there's 22 properties for sale.
Yeah.
Then you had 80 people come through.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at some of those, that's why I was throwing that out there, is just to get an idea of how many people are out. There's not enough properties for all the people that are out there looking.
Well, the other thing was that
92806. This is tough. 92806, as of yesterday, there was 4 single-family homes available.
That's
for sale.
right.
4.
Exactly.
And you had 80 people wanting those 4.
Yeah, but also, agents from our office, Realty Pro 100, we were out passing out flyers. So we probably passed out 500, maybe 600 more flyers throughout the area. So we create our own opportunities instead of just waiting for it to happen.
So that's a big issue right there. So whoever this homeowner is, they actually decided they're going to go and get professional guidance and work with a professional marketing organization.
Sure.
And you go and talk to 500 or 600, 700 flyers laying out,
Mhm.
that's going to create, that helps, because some of them are going to be the nosy neighbors, which
That's
is
fine.
great. I always say that, nosy neighbors are great because then they can pick who they want their neighbor to be, or they can't complain.
The other thing about nosy neighbors is they know about the neighborhood, and sitting there and listening to them and hearing their stories, sometimes they're ready to make a move without really thinking about it before.
And as the agent there, they're actually educating you on the good, bad, and ugly of that neighborhood.
Correct.
So you can actually be even more consultative,
Mhm.
a more professional matchmaker.
Exactly. There you go.
Right? But you look at it and you say, okay, is there anything that's going to make more people in 92806 want to move from those four people that are the only ones out there looking to sell?
It's just talking to people,
finding out
it's finding them. There was, like I said, I on Friday we had at least 3 people that are talking about doing something, possibly buying.
And you only need one.
That's right.
There's only one property available.
One at a time, but I'm good with that.
Yeah. So my
Yeah.
point is that
we
you gotta-
create our own opportunities as us professional agents.
So if you're looking for a property, and what I'm getting to
Mhm.
is you really need to be calling to somebody like yourself.
Absolutely.
And
I'm
saying-
ready.
Yeah, there you go. Right? Because you're when you're talking to those 500 or 600 or 700 people,
Mhm.
you might find another one or two that or at least they're in your database now, and you can put a message out saying, "Hey, if you're thinking about it, we've got somebody already
Mhm.
looking."
Correct.
And that way I don't have to have my house as a museum.
Well, and also typically once a house goes on the market, 2 to 3 follow in the next, 60 to 90 days.
It's contagious.
Exactly. And they see Joe, hey, Joe, wow, I didn't think he was selling, but maybe we should consider it. Wow, the price? Really? You can get that? So, yeah.
Might wake them up a little bit.
Mhm.
Is that neighborhood, is that an older neighborhood or is it a young
The
neighborhood?
homes were built in 1959.
I mean, the people.
I think it's a mix.
Mix? Okay.
Yeah. And
Re-
the homes are all well maintained.
The reason I asked that question is in a lot of neighborhoods where you've got a lot of people that have been there for many, many
Mhm.
years.
Yeah.
They've got lots of equity. So
Sure.
they can take that equity, pay off debt, buy a new house with a reverse mortgage, buy a new house with a low payment, or use some of that money to buy down their interest rates. There's a lot of different opportunities and most people don't know all these
There
opportunities.
it is. Most people don't know the true value of their home, even if they look on different sites. That's not accurate enough. That's where you need a professional like us.
Well, we share this site, rsrmoney.com, and on there, RSR Home Scout, we've actually show 4 different corporations where their values, but they're using algorithms that are dealing with historical numbers. They're not talking about what you just saw this weekend,
Correct.
looking forward,
Yes.
right? They can't do that. So great information that you need to talk to a professional real estate agent. When we come back, I'm not sure we're going to have time to talk about how cash-only spending affects your FICO score, because I want to spend a little bit of time talking about a very, very unique opportunity that won't be available for a whole lot longer, but we've got this coming up. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your budget getting blown up with high prices of gas and increased costs for other household needs? This is Ron Siegel, host of the daily Home and Finance radio program. Did you know if you have a low interest rate mortgage along with auto debt, credit card debt, or student loans, your family could potentially save $500 or more per month by restructuring these debts? If you'd like a free Borrow Smart analysis with our team, let's book an appointment to see how we might be able to relieve some stress. Schedule your appointment at rsrbsa.com. That's rsrbsa.com for your free Borrow Smart analysis. rsrbsa.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So this week on Thursday, Big Irv Schwartz has put together an event in conjunction with his colleagues at Realty Pro 100. And I probably couldn't do it justice. So Big Irv, take it away.
Well, this coming Thursday, September 7th, from 9 to 10:30 in the morning, we're going to have a unique opportunity to have Joseph Alexander, a 100-year-old Holocaust survivor, speak in our office here at Realty Pro 100.
That's a pretty amazing. Because obviously there's not a whole lot of 100-year-old people.
No.
And, the overwhelming majority of the people never survived the Holocaust. So there's only a handful, I don't know how big a handful, but a handful left.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because, it goes back into the early 40s, there's not a whole lot of people that were around then.
Correct.
So having an opportunity, this is like history. Well, it's not like history. It is history.
It is history because he survived not one, not two, not 5, but 12 camps.
12. Wow.
12.
I get chills every time you say that. Right? I mean, because it's just amazing that's going on, and there's still people. I mean, because I know a lot of military men and women, and when they come back from serving our country, obviously they're young now. They come back and they don't want to talk about what they saw, what happened. And what ends up happening, and we're coming up on the anniversary of September 11th, and we tend to forget about these things as the time goes by.
Yeah.
And with the Holocaust, we can't forget, because that which if we don't learn from things, which is just my opinion, and I'm right, is that
okay.
If you don't study these things, if you try and change history, it becomes very simple to forget it, to change it, to modify it, and to hear something firsthand. Hopefully it'll be recorded, right? Because, when people like this speak, you have to listen. If you have half a brain, I think I've got a little bit more than a half still. Maybe not. Some people don't think so.
And what's unique about him is that for the Holocaust survivors that I've met, and I've met now several, and even have had family members that were Holocaust survivors that have since passed, they're not bitter.
Isn't that amazing? We did have one here at our office a couple of years ago. And you know the gentleman, you probably know him a lot better than I do. I
see him every Friday.
Okay. So
he's 100 also.
Yeah.
First dentist in North Orange County.
Right. And it just baffled me how positive and upbeat he was. Also baffled me at his age that he stood for a couple of hours and wanted to go longer. No podium, no bar stool or no stool, no chair, nothing. And just poured information out. And, having that opportunity to sit and we got to sit, he was standing and listening. There's a limited number of seats available. So if you want, we'll put in our show notes, we'll put a link to where you can register, because it's a longer link. But we'll put in the show notes where you can register, or you can just call us at 800-306-1990. Send a message, Ron at Ron Siegel, RJ at RonSiegelRadio.com, RJ at RonSiegelRadio.com. Any of our socials, just put on there that you want a reservation, and we'll take care of that. Time again?
9 a.m. on Thursday, September 7th.
Thursday, September 7th at 12 camps.
Yeah, he's right, 12 camps. Very unique story.
Give us we're in radio, or
it's okay.
Give us a little tease and bigger. You got to give a little. I mean, it's radio.
Yeah,
a little tease. Putting Big Irv on the spot. Right.
Well, his story is such where he survived when he got off the train, when he was being moved from camp to camp. He got off a train. It was like around midnight, and it was my understanding, I think it was Dr. Mangala who was going down the line and saying, you go to the right, you go to the left. And they told him to go to the left. And in that line, or that group of people, my understanding was people were sick, elderly, and he was in his probably early 20s at that time. And so when Dr. Mangala walked by him, he jumped to the other line. And the line that he would have been in went to the incinerators.
Wow. It's just
If you want to hear more, show up 9 a.m.
Great
on
tease,
Thursdays.
bigger. Great tease. We're gonna have you do more radio with me. That's a great tease, right? It's I guess tease is not the right word there, but a great short portion.
There you go.
You know, just a piece. So 9 to 10:30, Realty Pro 100 offices. Reservations required. So, but it's not just limited to agents or
no. Anybody can come.
Anybody can come.
We're going to limit it to I think about 100 people. So time is of the essence. Sign up.
Better get here early.
That's it.
Because 100 people is going to be a tight room.
Mm-hmm.
But you know something,
And
it's
we can handle
educational.
it.
It's educational.
Yeah. This is this could be once in a lifetime for some of you.
You know something, I said that a few years ago when Dr. Eisenbach was here. I said I'll probably never get an opportunity again.
Mm-hmm.
And this came up, and you know, we're actually going to do a pre-recorded broadcast that day.
Beautiful.
Just because, you know, I don't want to miss the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, as I mentioned, you don't get, you know, opportunities don't always come along. And you know, just bring it to our real estate conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Opportunities come along. The question becomes, are you going to take advantage of the opportunity?
That's right.
Right. This opportunity is available. And, you know, good Lord willing, Mr. Alexander will be around for a long time.
Well, and the thing is, you don't want to say I should have, or, oh man, why didn't I do this? Don't have any regrets. Make it a point and make it in your schedule, an hour and a half from 9 to 10:30, September 7th.
Yeah. And it's
only 2 days away.
And I can tell you that it was when I listened to Dr. Eisenbach,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know this story other than what you've shared.
Sure.
I found it very, very inspirational.
Yeah.
Right. Because you look at an individual who has every reason in the world to be bitter.
Mm-hmm.
And in our society today, where there's a lot of division and bitterness and people arguing over stupid and petty stuff, you get individuals like this that have that, in my opinion, they have that right.
Well, and they have the attitude of gratitude, and they wake up with that each and every day. And then the other thing is they truly have no fear. No fear.
What could they ever see worse?
That's right. And that's why typically, for the most part, most Holocaust survivors are very successful in the event they get into any kind of business because of that. They have that intestinal fortitude that they don't look at anything other than, all right, how do I make this work? And well, no one's putting me in a hole or, pointing something at me. So
what kind of and I don't know if you even know this, but
sure.
What was Mr. Alexander's vocation?
He had a store in Los Angeles called LA Uniform Exchange.
Okay.
And he was down the street from a little motion picture studio called Paramount Studios.
Oh, just a little studio.
Yeah. So he supplied the uniforms and such for the motion picture industry.
I would imagine that's a pretty successful business.
Yeah.
So it's just like what you just said, is
Mm-hmm.
that come back, start something,
Yep.
No fear. That when you've survived that, there's nothing, how much worse can it ever get?
Correct. That's it.
It's going to be fascinating. I sure hope you don't miss this opportunity, because again, you don't get the opportunities like this don't come around very often. If you want to get more information, give us a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Again, it's if you're listening to us, not listening to us live, it's going to be September 7th, Thursday, 9 to 10:30 a.m. Realty Pro 100 offices in Orange. You're going to need a reservation because their seating is limited. So again, rj@ronsiegelradio.com, rj@ronsiegelradio.com. Put a direct message on any of our socials, Call us 800-306-1990. We'll get you on the guest list. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.